Hi and welcome. Chris Principe here from Financial IT, coming to you live from Amsterdam in the Netherlands, which is the host city for Money 2020. And Money 2020 truly is one of the most unique and amazing events that we have during the year here in Europe. Everyone from Europe needs to be here. And if you're not here, you're not talked about. So I've got a special guest for you, Anita from LHV Bank. Anita, please welcome to the show, and would really like to hear about LHV Bank.
Thank you. So I'm Anita, and I run the banking services business at LHV. I'm the director of banking services, which is one of the three business lines of LHV Bank in the UK. I've been with LHV Group for over a decade, which is also around the same time from when our first fintech partnerships started. So over 10 years ago. So we have been in the fintech space for a very long time, strategically more over the last 6 years. And our bread and butter really is payments, accounts, and infrastructure to other regulated entities in the UK and Europe. Really excited to be here at
Well,
2020.
I can't believe you've been there for a decade. That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I've followed the bank for years. What makes LHV Bank different?
I think what we really try to focus on is to really be a technology company with a banking license. Because when we look at what are the needs of fintechs, they really need reliable, fast, up-to-date technology. And you pair that with a banking license and what a bank can do, I think that's a pretty powerful combination.
Well, and you're right. I mean, that's kind of the distinction between most fintech companies is they can't get or don't have a bank license.
Correct.
And still, it gives banks certain things that you can't match in the fintech space, and you're matching both. What are the challenges that you're facing out there?
I mean, they talk a lot about, the rivalry. We cut that maybe. They talk a lot about like banks and fintechs being rivals, whereas I don't think it's really the case, right? There is space for both. Fintechs couldn't exist without, having that banking infrastructure, having safeguarded arrangements in place for their clients, and we as a bank, we have access to a lot more clients through these fintechs, and we really have the front seat to kind of the fintech innovation. Challenges, I think being in this space, providing services to other regulated businesses, it is naturally a higher risk business. So for us, regulatory compliance really is front and center. So we are very careful in who we do business with. So the access that we provide to fintechs, payments, the account, it has to enable fintech to operate in a secure and safe way, because it is our role in the whole ecosystem to protect the underlying client, which often can be a consumer.
Yeah, and certainly regulatory is an important consideration. Compliance has to be done, and as a bank, the standards are much higher, which gives you a very nice round of an offering. So on the fintech side, though, where do you find the advantages of being able to pull from that fintech side?
I think we can be the enablers, right? We can it's our job to ensure that the infrastructure is there, it's safe, it's secure. We need to safeguard the client money. We need to ensure that data is being protected. And then fintechs can do what they do best, and which is, the UX part, right? They're really good at solving a specific problem. They are really good at building really sleek products and interfaces, and we can be the enablers of that. And I think as a combination, that works really well.
Well, it's interesting from the financial IT side. One of the things that we've always seen is that the fintech space is usually very focused on a particular problem. right? And they get very good. And actually the knowledge on that side becomes stronger than even on the bank side. So I can just see being able to put those things together with the regulatory framework and everything, is probably one of the keys to your success.
Absolutely. And I really like how you said that, how, fintechs, they're always there to solve a particular problem, right? But I think what's really interesting and what I've kind of observed is that once they mature and become of certain size, they're going to expand. And I think one of the kind of trends that we're seeing is that everybody wants to become a super app. And you'll see those lines getting blurred a little bit, especially when you kind of move into the space of, fintechs wanting to do, everything. You'll be seeing investment services being added, how can we keep money on the platform? Fintechs maybe trying to go more into the balance sheet activities, the likes of deposits, savings, credit, and how that is really important for us is because we are the underlying bank, and we again can be the enabler of that growth. That's also quite interesting to see as a trend.
Well, I find it really interesting that your position as an enabler, because that's really such a key and important position. So when we talk about enablement, how do you at LHV Bank see Money 2020?
Oh, it's a great event, and it's the main event for us because our core offering is positioned in Europe and the UK. Then this is really where we go all in. We have a really beautiful,
really is nice.
And I find for us, it really is quality over quantity. So we don't tend to do that many events, but we really handpick the ones that are the most relevant. So all of our clients are here. So it's a way where we get the team here and we get a year worth of business done in those 3 days. Meetings between execs, meetings between product, meeting between operations. I think it's a very, very good way to meet all of your clients in one place, and it carries out into the evenings. We'll have some nice dinners, get to know people looking outside of the business environment. I think it's definitely a very valuable event to us.
Well, it's interesting the way you say it, because during my career as a banker, our key events, we'd always say if the event was good, our year will be good.
Yeah, I think that sounds about right.
So, you're always looking forward to what's next. So can you share with me a little bit about what we can expect in the future from LHV, and then maybe some of your thoughts on the industry in general?
Definitely. So 2 weeks ago, we launched our direct-to-consumer offering out of the UK with accounts, savings, and cards. So if you are based out of the UK, do give our app a try. And I think overall where we're headed is that we want to look at products and offerings in a way that whatever we build for direct to consumer, could we also do it for our fintechs so that they can in turn provide that same experience to their clients, which enables us to have a far bigger reach. As far as the industry goes, I think maybe just to follow up on the kind of expansion and super app theme, I think we're going to continue seeing quite a lot of consolidation in the market. And I mean, that has been happening anyway, but I think as the kind of fintechs grow, evaluations go up, you'll have a few ways to expand. And I think the kind of mergers, acquisitions is something that we will continue to be seeing.
Yeah, no, I would agree with you. I think consolidation has been happening, but not to the extent that I think we'll see in the future, because, just look around here, there's any number of fintech companies, and the number is growing, but it can't continuously grow.
Absolutely.
Well, great. Anita, really appreciate you spending some time with Financial IT. Thank you very much. Best of success for LHV Bank.